everybody, this is Alexis from the Wild Imaginarium, and I am ever so pleased to be here as part of the Pittsburgh Fringe chat. I'm here today with members of Wild Women of Planet Wongo. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
I'm going to let these wonderful people introduce themselves, and then we'll chat a little bit about what makes their show so awesome and special and retro-futuristic.
I'll start. I'm Dave Ogren. I am co-creator of the show along with Steve and Ben Budick. I wrote the music and co-wrote the lyrics, and I've also been producing the show for the last 4 or 5 years.
Hey.
I'm Steve Mackes. I wrote the book and co-wrote the lyrics with Dave and Ben, and we've been on this journey for quite a few years.
And I'm Amanda Nicholas, and I played Queen Rita for one of the, for a small span in the grand scheme of the life of Wongo. But I played in Manhattan for about 10 months a few years ago.
And then Amanda's featured in this production as part of the Pittsburgh Fringe.
And I have to say, I think Amanda's performance is really like the best we've ever had.
Oh, thank you.
That's my opinion.
Steve thinks Amanda's the best. Yeah.
Anyway.
So, from what I understand, this show, The Wild Women of Planet Wongo, I just like saying it, and it's just a fun thing to say. But this show has had a couple of iterations, just by what you just mentioned there. Can someone tell me a little bit about how this show came to be?
It initially started, actually, Steve and Ben and I wrote it as part of a workshop for the University of Michigan, and at that time it was a traditional show, and it was in the New York Music Theater Festival. It was in a couple different. It had played in Key West for a little while but it was a traditional show where the audience sat in the seats and watched the show on stage. And then I saw Sleep No More in New York, which is a wildly crazy immersive show, and got the inspiration to turn it into an immersive show. So Steve and Ben and I went back and rewrote the show as immersively. So now the audience and the actors mingle. There's no seats, there's no stage. The whole thing is animated. You walk into like an animated box, and you're basically in Planet Wongo. And there are game shows, and there's ways for audience members to win prizes, and it's sort of turned into a very interactive show. It played initially we did it initially as a workshop in Bushwick, Brooklyn, and then brought it to Manhattan for a while, where Amanda was the star of it, and then it played in Chicago after that. We were supposed to actually, I had it. Roswell UFO Festival was very interested in doing the show last year. Obviously, because of COVID, it didn't happen. But we actually are going to be part of the 2021 Roswell UFO Festival virtual. So it will make another appearance there over the July 4th weekend.
Oh, that's so exciting! That's so exciting to me. So it started as a regular show, then it became more immersive. How did the transition from immersive to virtual happen? Was it only because of COVID, or did that spur something else that was already in the works?
You want to talk about that?
Me? Well, it was the virtual thing, I think, is really mostly because of COVID. I mean, thank goodness we recorded the show, and we have a way of showing it at a time when there's so much social distancing. But the show, the immersive version of the show, also has a lot of animations, and it has a lot of digital qualities to it. So it has some sort of virtual qualities to it.
Oh, that's excellent. Amanda, I have to know. What is the name of your character?
Queen Rita.
Queen Rita. Magnificent. So, what is it like to step into a role that has kind of like this, it's got a couple of decades worth. Like, I know the role is new, right? But the idea behind it, or that type of that femme fatale, that alien woman, how is it to step into that kind of role and make her your own? It seems like a very exciting endeavor, but I'd like to know a little bit about how you did it.
It was very exciting. I mean, I think, you know, when I originally came across the breakdown, you know, to audition for it in the first place, I read it and immediately was like, yes, this. Oh, I got really excited because I'm a huge sci-fi nerd in general, and I also love parodies in general. Like, you know, I grew up with Mel Brooks movies as my like go-to. My first foray into space or into Star Wars was Spaceballs. I love that angle. So I really, the material resonated with me immediately. And then I had a blast at the audition and really enjoyed the creative team. And then getting to finally start working on it. And it's all this, you know, it's like a strong, empowered woman who's also like really just has like a set of structure that, or like a structure of morals and rules in society that just gets shattered. You know, and she's just rocked and is trying to find her power in that, and it's a very fun, you know, journey to play. Actually, it's I kind of ended up doing more character work on it than I expected to. I thought it would be a little surface level and silly, and actually it's really got some gravitas to it. And I remember the first time trying on her boots, and they're like these huge, crazy heel go-go boots, and I'm tall, I'm 5'9", and I am curvy, and I don't normally wear heels because I already tower over everybody. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I had a wig that was like
That's about 12 inches beyond that. Yeah.
Man, and that, I tell you, I think the costume elevated my performance to new levels, because I just, you couldn't possibly be small in any of that, you know, just, and it was so fun to get to improvise with the audience and to be this, you know, sort of Dom character, but still very insecure. Really enjoyed it. A lot of fun. And very, very different from my usual character, but also myself as a human being. So just the escapism in that was very fun to explore.
I also want to say, Wild Planet Wongo is a musical. So there's dancing and there's singing involved. Very much in the Rocky Horror style, like Rocky Horror Show style, or Little Shop of Horrors kind of thing. So it was very interesting to do it immersively, because we had to figure out how to do choreography, how to do singing and dancing, while the audience is like literally walking right through the middle of the scene. So
with spears and go-go boots.
With spears and go-go boots. So it was a very interesting experience. It was a definite learning curve for us to do it several times to figure out how to make it really work and make sense. But I gotta say, I'm really pleased with the result.
And how large is the cast? So there's other dames involved, right?
8. It's either 7 or 8 people, plus we have animated characters. We had different times we had different amounts of women of Wongo, but there's also an animated character. He's the ship's robot, and he kind of keeps everybody in line.
Yeah, we did a version of it at the University of Northern Kentucky, and in that production, we had like a huge chorus line of Wongettes, which was like wild. It was really crazy. I mean, there must have been 10 or 12 girls, all Wongettes.
I have a new aspiration in life. I want to be a Wongette. Wait, I saw something about this. So one of, or maybe more than one of your productions, you had cocktails that were themed.
Yes. We developed that. I have to give Brooklyn Fireproof in Bushwick the credit for this. They came up with the Wongo Teeny, which is a green glowing drink. Initially, when we did it, we gave them away for free, and then the audience got completely trashed. They got a little crazy, so we scaled that back. But in any case, they're great, and they're green and they glow. And we actually have the recipe available. Wild Planet Wongo is playing it on next weekend with part of the Pittsburgh Fringe. The tickets are free. You just have to go on to planetwongo.com and get them. And when you get the ticket, when you get the link, it gives you the Wongo Teeny recipe, so you can make your own Wongo Teeny.
So smart. So smart. It's like you knew I was going to be coming to see the show. You were like, that dame is going to need some glowing cocktails.
and by the way, all the women have purple hair. So Alexis, you're actually.
I am a Wongette. I'm already a Wongette.
Dream realized.
I am only sorry in this conversation that we have a time limit and that we must keep it short, because I am so excited to meet and discuss any of this with all of you. I am a huge fan of the Fringe. I've done everything from ticket taking and sweeping the stage all the way up to executive producer at one of the United States Fringes, and I'm a big proponent of the work that artists do to be part of the Fringe. So while I love the Fringe as a entity, what I really love is the artists and the people who make and create these shows, the people who put new work out there and take big chances. And so during this time, to be able to speak with artists who have been developing and creating a show that has been taking on new and various forms, and yet still harkens back to a time that's simple and fun, is really exciting for me. So I want to say thank you very much from the bottom of my heart for creating a show that might even possibly need a glowing cocktail to cap it off. Just knowing that you exist in the world makes my world a better place. But also to the creative aspect of really developing something and making something new from something where we kind of know some of the formulas to it, both in the creation of it, the writing and the musical aspect of it, and the performances. So Amanda, it's really good to meet you, and Dave and Steve as well. And please tell the rest of your creative team that huzzah to you. I am a big fan. And so I want to make sure that we get all of this information in. So you are part of the Pittsburgh Fringe, and the information can be found at pittsburghfringe.org. The Fringe runs May 6th through the 9th. All of the shows are virtual, live and streamed, and there's over 50 shows. And then if you go to their website, pittsburghfringe.org, you will be able to get links to Wild Women of Planet Wongo, the show that we are discussing right now and making plans to see. And I want to make sure that everybody goes and get your tickets so that you can A, get the recipe for the cocktails, and B, make sure that you get to see this show before it goes on. And maybe you'll get to see it in another iteration in the future. If people want to get information about you, the work that you're doing, this show, as well as other shows, and where they can find you in the future, where can they go?
Well, our website is planetwongo.com, and there's a lot of information about us. Amanda, you want to?
I mean, you can find me on social media. I'm Amanda Nicholas everywhere. With Instagram, I'm at Amanda Nicholas, so the at plays the A, but everywhere else. You can also find information at amandanicholas.com.
Excellent. And Steve, how do we find you?
You don't.
Brilliant.
No, I'm just through Planet Wongo is fine.
Excellent. Well, I just want to make sure, if in case you're developing something, you want people, but I also totally respect you can't, so don't. Let's make sure you know how to find the Pittsburgh Fringe. So on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, they're the PGH Fringe. And you can find it at pittsburghfringe.org. Go ahead.
I was going to say, and Planet Wongo is also on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and now TikTok. Planet Wongo.
Wow.
I just started putting us up on TikTok. There's some very funny.
I'm not even on TikTok.
Yeah, well, you should check it out, Amanda, because there's a great video of you. So
fantastic. And now on TikTok. So
we're building our under 12 fan base.
Check out Planet Wongo. You can also find me at Wild Imaginarium on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and my website at Wild Imaginarium. I work to support independent artists and give them resources, information, and help create and produce new works for the Fringes and for not Fringes as well. Mostly I just support independent and brave and bold artists like the ones that I'm just speaking with today. So thank you very much for your time. I'm so excited to see this show. And make sure, folks, if you're watching this, that you check out the links below when this is posted so that you can get your tickets, you can get your information, you can keep tabs on all of these people, except for Steve, and that you can participate in this new and virtual fringy fabulous world. So yay, Fringe, yay.